All right. So now let's think about or talk about schedules in the context of a multi-user team. So here I have three people in the team. I am, oops, I am an admin on the left side, and I'm logged in as a non-admin, Penny, on the right side. So if I go to schedules as a non-admin, I am able to see the schedules that exist. Um, I can make, well, I cannot edit the schedule because only administrators can edit schedules um, that were created. Well, you know what? Let me take a step back. So if I were to go to schedules as an admin, and if I press edit to the existing schedule, you can see that the schedule is created with just you, or just me, sorry, just the administrator as the one that can manage the schedule. And the reason for this is because if as a single user practice, the schedules are created uh, to have just the user as the person with editing permissions um, at the time of creation. And this information is not exposed when you're just a single user practice because it's not important. But when you become a multi-user practice, we expose this information. So by default, schedules can only be edited by the creator of the organization, and you can, anyone can create schedules once you're on the communicator plan. So a non-admin user can create schedules, and then the whoever creates the schedule can decide who has the ability to manage the schedule. So if I were to create a non-admin schedule, okay, and I'm not going to make any other change because I just want to talk about permissions here. So this is a non-admin schedule. If you click the edit button, you can see it's only editable by the non-admin as far and the admins. But as far as the interface goes, it says just me. If I were to come in as an administrator, I will now see that there's two schedules on this page. I'm going to hide the schedule. You can see that there's my schedule, and the reason it says my schedule or your schedules is because it shows you all the schedules where the user is explicitly listed as someone that can edit the schedule, and also teammate schedules, which is all schedules that the user is not explicitly listed as a member. So that's what it looks like to an admin. And an admin can edit every schedule regardless of whether they're listed or not, because as you can see, it says organization admins can manage all schedules. This feature is really, who can edit the schedule is really a feature for giving the ability for non-admins to either be able to edit a schedule or not. Think about a group mental health practice where every therapist might have their own schedule. So really that schedule should only be modifiable by the therapist that it belongs to. And everyone else can view the schedule, they just cannot edit it. They can even use the schedule, and I'll show that to you here in a second. Okay, so if I were to see the schedules view for myself as a non-admin, you can see that you can also see the two schedules, no differently than as the admin on the left side, but the non-admin can only edit the schedule that they are listed as a member, so they have the editing capabilities, and then any schedule that they are not listed explicitly or indirectly through Teams, which I'll also talk about, they cannot edit. And you can see over here, it says, please contact your organization administrator to make changes to this schedule. So that is the fundamental difference. Admins can edit all schedules. Non-admins can only edit the schedules that they're explicitly listed. So let's go ahead and make a change right here to the main hours and say, you know what? I want the schedule to be editable by everyone. So if I make that change and I refresh this page here, then regardless of first of all, the schedule then gets moved to the organization schedule, which is basically any organization-wide schedules. And you can see your schedule, and you can filter this mechanism right here. You can say, you know what, I don't want to see all schedules. I only want to see my schedules in the case of a large practice that has many custom schedules, or I only want to see organization schedules. You can filter it that way as well. And now because this is organization-wide, anyone can make changes to the schedule. So that is what an organization-wide schedule looks like. So now let's talk about creating a new schedule. So when you're creating a new schedule in a multi-user team, you will see the ability for determining who can manage the schedule. It can either be that you are the only person along with other admins that can manage the schedule. You can say everyone in the organization, which is just an organization-wide schedule. You can say it should just be custom. And when you select custom, it automatically lists yourself as someone that can edit the schedule, and then you can, add additional people to edit the schedule as well. This is going to be a useful feature to basically control editing capabilities. As I mentioned, for therapists that should manage schedules, but not the whole team for someone else's schedule. If I were to list a team for, a team can manage the schedule, then it's just a matter of who is a member of that team that has editing capabilities. So I will go ahead and save this. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and say add, let's say team-based schedule. And let's take a look at who's in the team. And the team is Penny. So Penny is considered an admin, and this just gives us a flexible way for us to say, let's basically give a small group of people the ability to edit schedules for everyone if you wanted to have like the concept of an admin team. So now Penny, who is logged in here, if they came to schedules and they refresh the page, they will see that schedule that I just created, which is the team-based schedule listed under your schedules, because through the admin group, Penny has the ability to edit the schedule. So it shows up under your schedules. And teammate schedules is any schedule that the user does not have direct ability to edit. So because Penny is listed as a member of the team admin, and this schedule has been granted permission to be edited by the admin team, Penny can edit this schedule. And Penny can go so far as to say, you know what, let me make it available to everyone, to just themselves or the custom. Like they have full ability to edit this schedule no matter regardless of the fact that they're truly an admin or not. All right, so here I have, let's see, it's under teams, let's say teammate schedules. I have a non-admin schedule, and it's only manageable by Jessica and admin. Jessica is not an admin in this org, so I'm going to say this is Jessica's schedule. So as an admin, I can edit the schedule, but if I were to refresh this on Penny's side, and now if I were to filter this list to show me the teammate schedule, Penny cannot edit the schedule. But here's what's interesting, that Penny can use the schedule anywhere they want. So I could press, you know what, yeah, I have this phone number, I want to answer incoming calls with the phone tree, I want to manage this phone tree with the schedule. I can choose Jessica's schedule to manage a phone number that I have access to. And this is just to give you flexibility to use our schedules across the organization, even if you cannot edit them. So I'm going to go ahead and press save, and then you can see that this phone number is being managed by Jessica's schedule, and it tells you what the situation is here. If I go to schedules, I can see under team-based schedule that I have Jessica's schedule. I can see Jessica's schedule, and I can see where that schedule is being used. So to recap permissions are already set to give people the ability to control who can edit schedules. All admins, who has an admin role can edit schedules, regardless of whether they're listed or not. Any non-admins can only edit schedules that they either directly or indirectly are listed as members. By default, schedules are created specific to the creator. What I mean by that is if I open it, it'll always say just me as the default. This is just to start with like you could say a world that is not fully exposed, because schedule can be changed by anyone in a large organization, and then let the user change it when they want. And starting in this restricted manner seems okay, because schedules can be used by anyone, even if they cannot be edited by anyone. I hope that makes sense, and let us know if you have any questions.